So a lot of the music that I make, or at least when I'm starting to make music, I tend to come from an idea or a frame. I need a kind of boundary to make work. I'm not the kind of person that can just pull things out of the air, and when I meet people that can do that, musicians that can do that, I'm always very impressed by it, because somehow it's something that I just don't have inside me. So the most recent records, Wilderness of Mirrors and Cruel Optimism, have very much come out of very particular kinds of responses to either social or political phenomena that are going on in my country and pretty much everywhere in the world right now. So taking something like Cruel Optimism, for example, which is a fantastic text by Lauren Berlant, an American critical theorist, that describes a very particular situation about our way of forming attachments and sometimes maintaining bad attachments rather than trying to reach around to what sits behind them that may be more satisfying for us. And I was very interested in trying to find a way to transcribe that in some ways, sonically. It's not about kind of trying to transpose one thing into the other, it's about these kind of launching off points for me. So often there'd be very small fragments of text, like there's a really excellent idea around trauma and the occupation of trauma, how it occupies us, that we can't occupy it. Particularly in a live setting, I'm interested in how it is that the kind of material, the physical material of sound, vibration, actually abrades and occupies the body. And the only way for that occupation to be terminated is for you to either leave that physical space where the sound is occurring, or, you know, in terms of the composition shifting. And that's something that I play with live, is this idea of having very specific intense frequencies that are present and then absent, and in that moment where it shifts from one to the other, there's this very interesting kind of almost like synesthetic nexus, I guess, that exists between tactility and sound, like audition and feeling. And the record came out of that particular kind of idea of trying to unpack this idea of trauma and the experiences that are happening to so many people around us.